Hello and welcome to my first guide for Titanfall. I'm CimmerianKing. Today we'll be mainly talking about the fundamentals of Titanfall, so I won't be going into specifics about weapon stats or character and Titan loadouts. This isn't necessarily just for beginners though. Experienced players should find something of value in this video as well. So with that in mind, I'll go straight to movement of pilots. Firstly is the simple wall run. So if anyone's having difficulty with this, if you approach the wall face on, you'll either climb up a ledge or hit the wall and slide down, so you just need to go at a slight angle. When you're wall running, you can actually do a extra jump. After you jump off the wall, you can jump again. So if you have a very long wall, what you can do is run along the wall, and as you start to slip down, jump away from the wall and use your second jump to jump back towards the wall and continue the wall run. So you can actually run along one wall for a very long time just by jumping away and then jumping back towards it again. Now the benefits to wall running are quite numerous and varied. Firstly, wall running allows you to pick up speed. It is actually faster to wall run than it is to run along the ground. Additionally, your speed increases the more time you spend wall running without touching the floor. You could use this for several different things, such as getting the drop on your opponent, reaching vantage points to give you a nice strategic view of the battlefield, rodeoing a Titan, chasing an enemy that might have your flag, or fleeing to your base with the flag in a capture the flag mode. Another thing of note is that when climbing up a ledge, you can actually just simply hang on the ledge and have a look around first before committing to the climb. It's not a bad technique, and it has come in useful in a few places. If you click the aim button while wall running, you stop all forward momentum and simply cling to the wall where you are. This also has benefits in that it can confuse your enemy because it makes you more unpredictable. Stopping mid-run and simply turning and firing on them can be invaluable. When wall hanging, you can still shoot with your gun, but you cannot aim down the scope. This can make shooting a lot more inaccurate. However, the smart pistol really overcomes this barrier. Hanging high up in areas that enemies won't usually check allows you to get the drop on them quite easily. Now you cannot wall hang indefinitely. There is a limit, and eventually you will start sliding down. There is an unlockable that allows you to equip your pilot with extra wall running abilities. Now this not only allows them to run on walls for much longer periods of time, but you can also hang on walls for a very long time. So what this does is, say, mix the wall hanging with the smart pistol and you have a very lethal combo. Take that as well with the arc mines and you can control areas more or less just to yourself. The best thing to do if trying to control specific areas is to not always stay on the same wall in the same spot. So if you have a room, vary the location of your wall hanging, so when the enemy comes in, tries to look for you, you can kill them from an unexpected place. Whilst using the wall hang ability with the smart gun, I would suggest using arc mines. This allows you to drop the mine on the floor until an enemy runs over it. Whilst the damage an arc mine does isn't very large, it scrambles the enemy vision, making it harder for them to locate you. On top of this, the smart gun can actually target mines and grenades to shoot them and detonate them early. A nice strategy that I always use is that when rodeoing an enemy Titan, if I see they use the electrical smoke, I will jump off, cling onto a wall, wait for the smoke to clear, and then drop back on the Titan and finish them off. You can actually rodeo on the back of friendly Titans, and this allows you to sit on the back of them and shoot from the top. Now, part of the Titan actually takes up a large portion of your vision, so it can be difficult to shoot at enemies accurately with this. However, using something like a rocket launcher or a smart pistol can really help in this situation. It's not incredibly useful to use this, however it does have its situations where it's actually quite good. If you're new to the game or having a lot of trouble and die often, my advice would be try not to rush into combat without looking at the situation first. So say you're playing attrition mode, you still get points for killing the AI grunts and AI spectres. So therefore, rather than taking on pilots and titans head on, if you're struggling, simply concentrate on the AI grunts and AI spectres. Now this will score you points for the team, and it will also reduce the time it takes to cool down your titan. So don't think you're wasting your time. These kind of things do help the team. On top of this, you will also need to find the best gun suited for your playstyle. If you tend to rush in guns blazing, then something like a SMG would be more suited to your style, but if you really hang back, take the occasional long slow aimed shots, then obviously a sniper rifle would be good for you. If for example you decide to use a shotgun, now the shotgun has a very short range, so therefore it's no good running around in wide open areas where you can't really get close enough to people to actually perform a kill shot. This is also true if you're carrying a sniper rifle. Try not to run around in really enclosed areas. If you are in an enclosed area, pull out your sidearm, which is much better for close combat than a sniper rifle would be. There is actually an unlockable for your pilot that allows you to see all grunts and spectres on the map. This is very useful, and if you decide to play something like attrition or you want to concentrate on the grunts and spectres, this is an invaluable tool. Another thing if you're new to the game is that you'll find as you become more familiar with the maps and the locations of things, that your effectiveness on the battlefield will increase. Another way you can contribute to the battle is by hacking the automated turrets found throughout some levels. It does leave you vulnerable for a short period of time whilst hacking, so if you do use this ability, engage your cloak to make it harder for you to be spotted. The automated turrets fire upon any enemy unit, but they're most effective when shooting at enemy titans. Whilst they don't do a large amount of damage, they can slowly chip away at the titan's health or stop the shield from regenerating. They do serve as a distraction and annoyance to the enemy player, perhaps taking their concentration away and enabling you or another friendly player to get the drop on them and attack them more effectively. Once you've finished, you can drop a couple of arc mines at the terminal. This will stop any enemies attempting to hack the turret. The cloaking ability for pilots allows them to become invisible or partially invisible. When using the cloak ability, other pilots can still see you quite easily, but it does make it a bit harder for them to see you, and if they're not paying full attention or you're using good movement and parkour skills, they can lose you completely. When using the cloak ability against titans, it makes you completely invisible. Now it doesn't make you immune from damage, so if they know you're there and start blasting at the floor, they can still kill you. However, the benefit of this is they don't know where you are, so you can approach them a lot easier to either jump on their back and start taking them out, or get to a vantage point and aim up a really good shot. One thing to remember is that lighting does make a difference on your cloaking ability. Enemy pilots, whilst they can see you reasonably easily when using the cloak ability, if you're in a dark area, it will be harder for them to see you, and if you're in a light area it will be easier for them to see you. So if perhaps you're playing hardpoint and you're capturing one of the points in that mode, then finding a dark corner to wait in while you capture that point can be advantageous if you cloak, because when the enemy comes in it'll be much harder for them to see you, and therefore they may miss you completely and you can take them out.
We're in control of Hardpoint Charlie, but Hardpoints Alpha and Bravo are still open.
Zip lines are incredibly useful for getting around the map, especially on capture the flag mission. It will be worth getting to know where the zip lines are so you can take full advantage of them in your games. There are three classes of Titans: Atlas, which is the medium speed, medium armoured Titan, and then the Ogre, which is the very slow, very armoured Titan, and then finally we have the Strider, which is very fast but very weak on armour. So the benefits for each one are different, and depending on your playstyle you may choose different ones, or even depending on the situation you're in you may want to choose a different one. You will have between 1 and 3 dash bars, so this allows you to either dash once or up to 3 times depending on which Titan. The advantage here is you can use it to get in position faster on the battlefield. Also, it allows you to dodge incoming attacks.
Okay, boss, you're close to a hard point. Hardpoint Bravo is going
If you
down.
see an enemy Titan you're attacking use the vortex shield and it begins to gather a lot of bullets, dash out the way or dash behind cover to avoid that attack. If the enemy is using a vortex shield, you can still shoot them in the legs without contributing bullets to that shield wall.
We just captured Hardpoint Bravo.
The Strider, having 3 dash bars,
Okay, boss, you're close to a
can
hard
dash
point. Check your
very quickly, very far and very often. This allows skilled players to run rings around enemy Titans by using the 3 dash functionality and making them unpredictable, fast and hard to target. Try to pick a weapon that suits the class of Titan you have chosen. For example, don't pick a slow charging weapon if you choose the fast Strider class Titan. Pick a fast fire weapon that allows you to strafe around your opponent while constantly shooting them with a barrage of bullets. It's important to remember that Titans aren't invulnerable, and if played incorrectly you can soon become a big and easy target to be attacked. If you have the opportunity, try to stay together with another Titan or another pilot whilst in your own Titan. When controlling a Titan, try not to approach enemy Titans head on. You will have a much bigger advantage if you can attack them from the side or the rear, or with another friendly Titan. If an enemy pilot jumps on the back of your Titan, you only really have 3 options. Firstly, you can hope one of your teammates takes them out. So far from my experience online, this has been very rare, but it does happen. Secondly, you can get out and try to shoot the pilot off yourself. This can be very dangerous because pilots can use this as a ploy to get you out in the open and then take you out instead. The third option is to release electrical smoke. This has several functions depending on your situation. Firstly, it can work as a method of escape. So if your health or shield is running low and you need to make a quick exit, you can drop the smoke to block all line of sight and then use your dash or just simply run away to recover from behind cover. It also allows you to break the lock from enemy targeting weapons. Most importantly, when an enemy pilot jumps on the back of your Titan and begins to rodeo you, it allows you to drop the smoke, crouch, and the electric will fry them and usually kill them. It's important to check whether the pilot actually dies from the smoke, because if not, the pilot will be around somewhere and likely trying to rodeo you again. Even the act of calling down your Titan can be used to your advantage. Firstly, the actual act of the Titan falling out of the sky can actually land on an opponent and kill them. It's happened to me multiple times where someone has called down a Titan and it lands on my head whilst I'm in a Titan and it crushes me, and therefore it has destroyed my Titan and my pilot inside. On top of this, if you notice an ally having trouble with a Titan, you could call down your Titan in between that combat, and when your Titan lands, the dome shield will protect your ally from all incoming bullets. When using a Titan, if you take the auto eject tier 2 kit, it allows you to eject high into the air automatically and very quickly when your Titan is doomed. There are a couple of little advantages to this. Firstly, it makes it very rare that you will actually die while in a Titan. In nearly all circumstances you will be able to eject, and the advantage of ejecting is not only that you stay alive, but while you're in the air you can shoot down at the enemies below, or on the way back down you can land on the Titan that killed you and ride its back and take it down from there. When a Titan loses all of its shield, you can see big red weak spots, and shooting these do extra damage, so it's worth focusing on them. When a Titan enters a doomed state, you can hit it with a melee attack, and this enables you to rip out the pilot and execute that player. Okay, this has been my first Titanfall guide. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing many more guides and in much more detail in the future, so please stay tuned.